I'm Pern.
And I'm Dave.
Welcome to the show, where we talk about everything from movies, music, sports, and TV.
And stories from the rest of our lives.
Things we don't talk about are politics and religion.
And this is how we all stay friends.
Okay, let's talk. I have to say, wow, what a weekend.
Well, okay. Happy Memorial Day right there.
Well, no, first of all, you don't say Happy Memorial Day.
You don't.
No.
You just say have a Memorial Day.
Well, it's not a happy Memorial Day's
I guess
whole
it
purpose
isn't happy,
is
but
you're
yes.
remembering all of the service members who fought for our country and have died.
So remember
so it's not
Memorial
a happy
Day?
It's not happy
It's
Memorial
just I was
Day.
going holidays,
It's just I know you are, but but a lot of people do that. They are like, "Oh, happy Memorial." I'm like, "Well, it's a remembrance for all of the fallen soldiers that have
True.
fought for our country to give us our freedom."
Of service.
Yes, Veterans Day.
Right.
Veterans Day is for all of the retired military that have served that are still alive.
Okay.
Memorial Day are
Right.
for all the ones that have passed.
Right.
So it's not really Happy Memorial Day. I mean,
So
yes, it's
more
like
of a
barbecuing and it's the unofficial start to summer and the weekend and
Buy
all
a
that.
mattress.
But you're not, yeah, exactly, buy a mattress. But you're not supposed to say Happy Memorial Day.
Okay.
Because it's kind of, it's supposed to be a weekend of remembrance of those people that are
True.
giving us this freedom to, to grill our burgers and hot dogs and yeah, all of that fun stuff.
Right. And there we go. But you had a full one.
Well, mine started. So I was off for 5 days for most people just get 3-day weekend, but I'm normally off Friday and Saturday from work, and then I off Monday because it was the holiday, and then I'm off on Tuesday. So I get 5 days.
It all
on
filled in. Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm excited. I'm like, all right, cool, 5-day weekend. Woo, woo, woo. All right.
Yeah. Into that, right?
So I come home from work Thursday night. Everything's good. I'm ready for my 5 days off. I wake up on Friday and find out when I go to the bathroom to try to turn the faucet on that we have no running water.
Oh, yes.
We are on well water. We're not on city water. Yeah, so we're on well water, and we don't know what's happened. We've had our well pump replaced and our pressure tank replaced within the past 2.5 to 3 years, each one of them. And each one of them is supposed to last after it's replaced up to 15 years.
Oh, yeah. We've only replaced ours once, and we've been at the house for 28. So.
Yeah, and my house, was built in the early mid-'80s.
Yeah,
so
but you've replaced it once. So,
Yeah. So our well pump, when we got it replaced, I think it was not last fall, but the fall before that. So it's been 1.5 years.
Yeah.
That's the first time it's been replaced.
There's no
so
way that it should have gone bad that fast.
Yeah. So we have no running water in the house at all. Nothing. We're nothing. And I was just you've got to be kidding me.
And you don't have someone come until Thursday.
So we make the call because, of course, it's Friday, Memorial Day weekend.
Of course.
And the earliest that somebody can come out is tomorrow, Wednesday. So we made it through the weekend. And yeah, but it was originally they said Thursday, and then they called on Saturday morning and talked to my wife and said, yeah, okay, we can have the guy out on Wednesday.
Well, that's
and I'm
good. That's
still
good, but yeah, you're still kind of.
We have no water, so I went on Amazon. I ordered the camping showers, the little bag that you hang it up in a tree, and it has a little spout, and so you can get a shower kind of thing.
Their review on that.
They were 4.5-star reviews.
Nice.
Yeah, for $17. So I bought two, one for my wife and I shower,
What's
and one
your
for my
review?
kids shower.
Was it 4.5 stars?
I feel clean.
It's a shower.
I definitely give it a 4.5 star.
Well, it's definitely a good stopgap if it can get you showered. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. I take the shower. It's quick, and I'm I feel clean. I'm good. I can go to bed. So I like the camping shower.
Good.
For the fact that we had no water, and now can we get a camping shower sponsor?
Camping shower sponsorship.
When you need to camp inside for the weekend, when you have no water, the camping shower, it's great
for the apocalypse.
Maybe that's how Lucy got the perfect hairdo, and
that was it. She had her camping shower going around with her the whole time.
She did. She had it rolled up in her backpack, and she just undid it and washed her hair.
It was perfect.
And then went to save her dad.
Right.
That was it.
It was always there.
It was always there. So we had no water, and the guy's coming out tomorrow and really hoping. So what we've been doing is literally filling up 5-gallon buckets at my wife's school that she has. We drive in, which is it's a 25-minute drive, there. And when we fill up the water and we bring the water back, and I had these 3 5-gallon buckets. Of course, they don't have lids. So then I have to figure out, how am I going to get 5-gallon buckets, 3 to 5 gallon from there to here without spilling water? So I have this brilliant idea. And some of my ideas are brilliant and some of them really aren't, as we're going to get to in a few minutes.
Okay.
I take a couple years ago for Halloween, my son wanted to be a roll of Scotch tape for Halloween. And so I made him a Scotch tape outfit.
Okay.
And this is where the Costco comes involved, because, at Costco, if you buy like a roll of like cellophane wrap, because that was the tape part of his Halloween costume,
right.
That I wrapped him in the plastic wrap and then wrapped it out the front of the dispenser. And he's like, oh my gosh, that's a brilliant idea. And he had like, the big Scotch, cutouts on the side. Like he looked like a big, Scotch tape, thing. Anyway, so we still had the plastic wrap that I bought from that costume 2 years ago, because it's from Costco and they sell it in like 1,000-yard rolls or whatever. I mean,
you're slowly
and then
using
it's a 2-pack.
Yes.
And it's a 2-pack.
And then you get 2 more. You get another one on top of it.
I don't even think we're done with the first one yet. So anyway, so I take the plastic wrap stuff, and my wife's like, plastic wrap's not going to keep water in a bucket. And I'm like, yeah, I know that, but it's going to seal off the top. And then I took a bungee cord and wrapped it around the upper lip of the bucket.
Yeah.
And it kept it sealed.
I see that working.
I spilt very minimal amounts of water on the way home.
Okay, you didn't have a lid. The bungee cord sealed it, sort of.
I put like 3 layers of the plastic wrap over the top, put the bungee cord around that, and it sealed the top. I mean,
we're not talking Tupperware, but I mean, that seemed pretty okay.
Yeah, and this is water. Basically, we needed this water for flushing toilets.
Right.
So it's not like
potable.
Yeah, I mean, we're not drinking it. Like, we actually bought bottles of drinking water, like the gallon bottles of drinking water for the drinking water purposes and washing our hands and stuff like that. But this was the water so we can pour in the toilet and flush the toilets, so we have usable toilets.
Exactly.
So we did that, and we went like every day out to her school and got water and filled up, these gallon, containers with water that we could use for the toilets and all the stuff. So it's been, and then at Walmart, I bought one of those big 5-gallon jugs where it's the refillable for drinkable water, for like a water cooler kind of thing. Yeah. So they had those, and they were like, it's like $7. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I filled one of those up, and we had that. That was actually our shower water. Okay. So I put those in the camping shower and did that. And
that's good.
So we've made it through. So tomorrow the guy's coming out, and I hope it's something he can fix tomorrow. And it's not one of these things where it's like, okay, well, I got to go to the part, and I'll be out, Friday or next week or something, to fix it.
Well, yeah.
Because my wife and I, after dinner tonight, we were like, we're tired of living the Pilgrim life. This is like, we want our running water back.
Exactly. If you had one of those hand wells outside where you just pumped it, you just send the kids back and forth. It's all good.
Yeah.
That's why they have kids.
Oh, we keep that next to our butter churn.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
So, so that starts off Friday, and we were called, and the earliest they can get out coming is tomorrow. So we're like, okay, well, we'll make do, and just what we got to do. And my wife's like, oh my gosh, I can't. And I'm just like, I'm trying to not get worked up over it. I'm like, we just got to do what we got to do to get through it. It's a holiday weekend. Getting somebody out here is next to impossible because it's holiday weekend.
Holiday, everybody's gone.
Right. So we get through Friday, and then on Saturday, we just like chilled out pretty much Saturday. It was like, okay, well, we're not going to go out. We're not going to do anything. We're just going to hang out. It's all good. Saturday was fine. Got through Saturday. We ordered food for dinner. We've been using paper plates and paper cups and stuff that's like that we can throw away because we have no dishwasher, and like we can hand wash stuff, but we've got to boil water. So we're trying to keep the dishes to a minimum. Yeah. And my wife's been doing the dishes, God bless her, every night. I'm not a religious person. So we've been doing that. And then on Sunday night, we have these storms that come through. Mm-hmm. And these storms are like, high wind, like red band, thunderstorms coming through. There's a warning until like, 11 o'clock of, severe thunderstorms. All
these are the ones that were tornadoes that were in Texas, right?
I believe so. That have moved across the country.
They came across.
They've died down, but they're still strong.
Oh, yeah. They have plenty of energy to them, yeah.
So we live out in the woods, and we have trees on our property that are 100 years old. And one of those trees, it snapped up at the top and came down on our driveway and into the neighbor's yard and got caught up in, with branches in one of their trees. And like, it's across our driveway. And now we're blocked in and we can't get out. So we can't get out to get water for the day.
For the water. You sent me pictures of this. This was amazing. The tree itself was just huge.
Ginormous. Like, I
it
mean,
was massive.
Yes, it's a tree. The guy that then came to take the tree out, he said, that tree was probably like from like late 1800s. That's like, it's over 100 years old.
That was a big one. And it didn't look like it was diseased or anything. No, it just looked like it just lost it.
It just gave out
said,
from the wind and fell across our driveway.
Right.
So my son and I, my oldest son, we go out and I'm like, I've got a little riding lawnmower. And I'm like, well, let me see what I can like maybe
nudge it away.
Or move it out of the driveway to the side so then it can be cut up and,
on your time instead of it being needing to get out of the driveway.
Because we need to get out of the driveway to go get water tomorrow because we have no water and we're running out of water. So I don't have in my garage, I don't have like a chain or even a chainsaw to like cut it up or anything like that, because the one heavy duty strap thing that I had, oh my gosh, this goes back to last summer. I'm sorry, this is like just going on and on. Seriously. So last summer the condensation pipe on our air conditioning unit went, and our air conditioning unit is actually up in our attic, and the condensation pipe then dripped into our bedroom, my wife and I's bedroom, and one of my son's bedrooms, and we had to have the ceilings replaced. It was all covered with insurance. It was and all that. So the guys that came in to blow the insulation in, the new insulation, because it was all wet and they had to remove all the old insulation, all that stuff, blah, 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 blah. They parked their big, super huge truck in our front yard.
Okay.
Well, they then got stuck and couldn't get their truck out of the yard.
Told me that.
So I had, too. Right?
Another fiasco.
Yeah. And this was over last summer.
Yes.
So I had like in my garage, I had like this heavy duty like strap that, you can pull and tow stuff with, whatever. And so I gave it to them, and then they had somebody in another truck and then try to pull their big truck. And it's like one of those big white box trucks. I mean, it has like the big blower in it also. And it totally shredded the pulley belt thing that I had. And they broke it, snapped it. It was done.
So you weren't going to get to use that
I didn't have
later.
that, which
it would have helped a little better
to help wrap around a tree and just pull a tree out of the way.
You showed me what you used, and I laughed. That was a good video.
And I told my son this. I said, "This is going to work, or it's going to fail miserably."
And it did.
And it
was
failed
awesome.
miserably. I had this old, and when I say old, it's like 20 plus years old extension cord. Like, it's a heavy duty extension cord. And we wrapped one part around the tree and the other part around the back of the tractor. And then I had my son video because I knew this wasn't going to work, but it was going to be funny video anyway.
The tree is like a foot and a half diameter. This thing is
maybe
huge.
2 feet in diameter. It is huge. And we wrapped it multiple times around the tree and then around the back. And so I start up the tractor and I go to pull away and it goes zing and it gets tight and then it just goes poof.
Boink.
It doesn't even go boink. It just goes poof. Like it broke. It snapped.
It took
and it just wrapped the back.
The video was just amazing because you were taping, and I was expecting to see like tire burning and or where you're kind of revving it and going and nothing's moving because the tree's so big. But no, you didn't even get that part. You went and you barely put it into gear.
Poof.
And it just I was amazed. It was an amazing video. I'm telling you.
And I told my son, I'm like, oh, that didn't work. I said it was going to work or it was going to fail miserably, and it
was
failed
perfect.
miserably.
It was so perfect. It was like that extension cord just gave up also.
And of course, it's 10:30 and it's dark and it's still pouring down rain on us.
Yeah, the video itself
we were just trying to get the tree to move so we could get out of the driveway.
Yeah.
So we end up then clearing as much of the brush and stuff as we can, and I took my wife's SUV and I drove it down the driveway and I drove it into the grass very slowly because I wasn't going to tear up the grass, and drove it around the tree and then down through like the little embankment. I was off-roading in her SUV, and then got it down to the street into the front part of the driveway, and so she could get out the next day. Good. So we had one car that was accessible to get out on the next day.
That's good.
So, but it was just, and that's Sunday. And then so Monday morning, Memorial Day, my wife calls around and starts getting quotes and from people to, come out and do the tree. And of course, it's Memorial Day and nobody wants to come out and work on the holiday to come out. And we finally get this one guy is like, he goes, okay, yeah, I can be there in 30, 45 minutes or whatever. And he shows up. And he looks at it and he's like, okay, it's going to be $1,700.
just like
and tell my wife that's non-negotiable.
Yeah, because it was that, or we'll shop around, but of course it
was like
you don't have too many options there.
No,
and
it's Memorial Day, and she had called another guy who was like who was highly recommended, but he was out of town for the weekend, and he was like driving back from New Jersey or something. He goes, "Oh, I can't get there till this evening," and blah blah blah, and it was just. Okay, great. So we paid the $1,700, and the guy had a crew there within the next half hour, and they start cutting up a tree, and then they had to bring out a bucket to go up and to the other tree this tree had fallen into the neighbor's tree, and branches had broken off up really high, like we're like 20, 30 feet up in the air, and so like they had the guy in the bucket up there, then cutting limbs out and taking that tree out, and
you showed that one too,
and it was right now. It looks like nothing happened.
I know. I drove up and I said, "Where are all the limbs and the branches and the leaves?"
They shredded all of it. They had a big shredder, and they were shredding
everything up too. I at least thought there was going to be like bits of stuff, but there's nothing.
It's like nothing happened.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, $1,700.
And then I started looking for the tree, where the damage to the tree was. Of course, it was just getting dark, but I can't see that either. But it was a shock. There's nothing in the road. There's nothing in the driveway.
They took care of it. So I think it was Patriot Tree Service or whatever, and they came out and took care of us. And
emergency service. But
it took them 5 hours to do all of it,
right,
and to cut it up and take it all away and haul the big pieces away. And
pretty big.
Oh my God, it was big. And like they recommended, they said the rest of that tree is probably going to die because of that big of a piece breaking off. That they're like, that's probably which is going to be another because it's a huge tree and it's not going to be cheap.
Yeah, but you can shop around for that. You won't be able to.
Yeah, at least we don't have.
You won't do it on 4th of July.
Yeah, but then the guy came up and it was like almost 6 o'clock, and we paid him, and I thanked him tremendously for coming out on Memorial Day on the holiday weekend. He goes, "Hey, it's our job. We do this. This is what And I was like, "Well, thank you. We appreciate it." And I didn't have to break my back, because my original thought was I'm going to go to Lowe's tomorrow and buy like a chainsaw for like $300, and
that would have been
then
tough.
Start. Oh my God,
move giant logs too,
cutting it up and then moving it up,
but with no extension cord.
Yeah, well, no, I was going to buy a chain and some stuff like that too to be able to pull stuff.
Yes.
But for my riding lawnmower, I also have like a little rear like a wagon thing that I can put stuff up in. I could have like hauled it up to the backwood area and stuff.
But you would have to cut it down to logs that were manageable.
Because there's still probably hundreds of pounds of.
Yeah, you would have been out there a lot more than 5 hours.
Oh yeah, it would
they
take
also
me days.
had the giant shredder too.
It would have taken me days. Yeah, and then they had the shredder and they shred up all the old limbs and all that,
and cleaned it all up.
So then that's Monday, Memorial Day, yesterday, and just my wife and I were like, it was $1,700, but it was so worth it not to like break my back and
but it's just gone. Like it is gone,
and it's cleaned up and it's gone.
Yeah. Well, that's not the only thing. I mean, my week prior to that, we recorded on Friday, but I forgot to tell you on Friday because we had so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
In that week, that my wife's horse had the issue, and we talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
And turns out that the horse went in with stomach issues, and stomach issues with horses is colic. And basically it's where a piece of the intestines flips. I've learned all this
and
now.
Twists into
and then dies. So that the horse can't digest food, the horse then dies. So she was ready. She was ready for the horse to be put down because it was going overnight, and they were going to investigate or make sure, put fluids into it, see if they can get something repaired, I guess. Right. So she goes all night thinking, okay, in the morning, I'm going to hear that they need to put the horse down. Wakes up next morning, no message from the vet. Then finally, maybe a half an hour, or I'm sorry, maybe 2 or 3 hours after, she hears the vet calls and says, well, yeah, he's doing fine. He's doing great. He's taking the water. He's taking the fluids in. He's so
they had the horse
anymore.
They had the horse on its deathbed,
pretty much on its deathbed, but
ready to put it down.
Horses like that's just kind of what happens. It's either hit or miss. And I guess what happened is the issue with the stomach cleared up because of the extra fluids, and they were doing preventative things. So they were actually doing specific things for that. So yes, this horse has gotten a second chance.
Nice.
So so we're gonna make sure that's gonna be good for that.
Oh, that's a relief. Oh my gosh. Well, that's better than having a tree fall in your yard and having no water. I'm glad your horse.
We'll see that.
That's
bill.
Good news.
We'll see the bill because they went to a horse hospital for 2-3 days for investigation. Because we didn't pick it up until Saturday, so it was Thursday when that actually happened. And Friday we were in the middle of hearing and not hearing, and then she was fine, and then we were able to record. And then
do they have
Saturday,
horsey health insurance?
I like pet insurance almost.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I know they
of
have
course
it for
you're paying
dogs and
for
stuff,
it, right?
but-
I'm sure you're paying a certain amount for that too.
Do they have horsey health insurance?
Yeah,
They
I
should.
would almost think they would.
Wow,
Why wouldn't they? I mean, you have insurance for everything else.
Because horses are so expensive.
Oh yeah,
to
of
keep.
course. Well,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Well, yeah, but then it's you kind of know what you're signing up for.
True,
with that.
true. You've got to be financially prepared to own a horse.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, that's
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to know.
Well, I'm glad I'm glad Lisa's horse did not pass and is fully recovering and doing well. That's good
Vito.
news.
So Vito's the name of the horse. He's up at the barn.
He didn't get vetoed?
No, vetoed. Yeah.
Gotcha.
With the start of Memorial Day, we know we have summer now, and you hate summer.
I'm not a summer fan.
And I do have an issue with something
Oh my God.
that pops out now every summer at about this time.
So this is a pet peeve?
Yes.
Okay.
Sweet mother.
Hold on. I've got one today that I found too. So you go first and then I'll tell you mine.
Okay.
Because I had one
perfect.
today that was driving me crazy.
And it's a summer one. Is it related to the summer or is
no,
it
it's
just a regular?
thing. Just a thing.
Okay, yeah.
But go
Mine's
ahead.
definitely summer because they pop out right about this time. The bikers, the bicyclists that decide they need to be bicycling on a 2-lane road
Out in the country.
in the middle of nowhere,
Out in the
right? Like
country.
blind curves and all that. Now, look, there are bicyclists that I genuinely give right of way to. The guys that are going to work, those guys, the family, that's off to the side and actually on the sidewalk. It's the ones that blatantly don't get on the bike paths.
Yeah.
When there's a bike path right there.
Yeah.
Right.
Next
and they're
to the
in
road.
the middle of the road.
Yeah.
They're in the road. Right. No
Because-
problem. And you know
and-
what? Okay. Yeah. I guess you want to work out more. So they're all in the biker outfit and the biker helmet, the
like they're training for the Tour de
aerodynamic one.
France.
Yes.
Oh my God. It's so funny you brought this up because I'm where I work is next to the W and O and D trail.
Yes.
And the bikers on all the time. And I swear to God, you see them and they just come shooting out. I'm like, oh, I'm glad your training for the Tour de France is going well.
They're just all
because
over
they're
the
like,
place though. And then they think and they come up to an intersection. And the intersection should be a stop sign. And it is on the WNOD when it crosses. What is that road in the back? I can't remember
Where are we
what that
talking?
road is.
I don't know.
The back road towards 15, just outside of
I think you are
Leesburg.
talking about Cyclin.
Yeah, there's WNOD and then there's Cyclin and the Cyclin keeps going.
WNOD.
The WNOD. And there is a stop sign right there. But they don't think they have to stop.
The bikers have to yield to the traffic. They have stop signs.
And I have no problem stopping for them if they're sitting there waiting.
Yeah.
And pedestrians too.
But when they just blaze through, like,
They
you
just
better
blow
stop for
through
me.
it.
Because, you're going to be the one in trouble for hitting a biker because
they
he
don't want to
didn't stop.
right? It's like the joggers that jog while they're waiting for the light to
Now,
change.
I do know that, again, these guys that are training for the Tour de France, they have special little foot things on their shoes
That lock them
into the pedals.
Okay,
So when
I
they
get
come to a
that.
stop, they have to like unlock it to take their foot out so they don't fall over on the bike because they stop.
Yes.
But
in trafficy areas like Leesburg, Sterling, even Percival, right? You got to know that you're going to have to stop at some point.
right, it's a very highly popular. There's millions
Maybe
of
don't
people.
lock your freaking feet on pedals. You know what I'm saying? It's just let's be logical about this. If you want to like a pedal at a hydrodrome or what is it, hippodrome, where it's just around in circles and circles, or you're on a track, where you're biking, or you're on a mountain bike range or something like that. Yeah, strap your feet in, right? No problem. But don't jeopardize traffic for one thing.
Right. When you're out playing in traffic, the bikers are supposed to be sharing the same rules of the road as an automobile.
And
I no, that's the law. That
and the lanes
and
too,
we're
right? The
supposed
bike
to,
lanes are supposed to be, respected also.
Yes. And as a driver, we respect the rules of the road with them, but they don't.
The last thing I want to do is run over a biker.
Absolutely.
But a
I've been hit.
biker is not going to have
a
a chance against my car.
Yeah, against your SUV. Yeah,
and if you want to be that brazen and think that you can, it's not going to work. You're going to lose, and it's not my intention to hit you. But if you're gonna pedal out into the middle of the road while I'm going 35 through an area of an intersection that I have the right of way to,
that they're supposed to stop at because they have
unfortunately,
stop signs.
I swear I need a camera in my car just for
I
this
have one now.
purpose. Because
I have a camera mount.
Yeah, you do.
I do have. I do have
I'm
a dash
telling you
cam.
right now. I have a feeling something stupid like that is going to be necessary.
It's so funny because I've seen so much crap and stuff happen, and then as soon as I put the dash cam in, nothing's happened.
Really?
I have not seen anything
Amazing.
that's like.
Well, that's what I
so
need
maybe
then,
it's
because I would just have a boring drive if I was
a serious. Because I drive so much, and I have a dash cam, and I put it in, and I'm like, wow, nothing's happened, and I've got all this like just me driving.
And the problem isn't always with the bikers, because the drivers don't know how to handle it either, because we were headed down. Well, we were headed to go pick up the horse on the Saturday, and we were driving down a back road towards freaking Warrenton. It's between Warrenton, but it's towards Warrenton. And we came around a corner and down a hill. So it's a blind curve almost. And coming up the road on our side of the road was a car avoiding a bike. And he was all the way on our lane, like in our lane. Like he wasn't giving him like a berth, like a wide berth. He was in our lane. Like that's how much berth they gave him, the whole freaking lane. And it was one biker. And I went, oh my freaking God.
Pass him and,
I was going one direction.
Lane.
They were coming the other. And I almost plowed right in front of them because we were at top speed. I mean, at 35, but I mean, good God, there was a reaction time.
And just want to say, I'm not hating on the bikers, because it's not all of them. It's not all of them, but there are certain ones where it's like, but then they get out there and it's like, oh my gosh, you need to respect the rules of the road too.
That road is impossible. Those 2-lane roads are impossible to
try to pass
a bike,
especially around blind corners and stuff like that. And wooded areas, it's hard. Like
biker on that type of road trying to hug the side, I could see losing control and going off the edge there, and there's no shoulder.
Right. And
meaning
then
they're going to pitch and be, or they're going to pitch into traffic, like into the flow of a car. Yeah. And it's going to be an accident like that. Yep. But yeah. So what's yours?
It's funny you brought that up, because that is one of my pet peeves as well. Because I see it, because I go by the trail every day.
I don't want bikers to not bike, for one.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, that's really up to them.
And it's
but there are places.
I used to be a bike. Like when I was younger, I biked everywhere. I mean, I've been hit by a car on my bike.
Right.
And almost died. Right. And that actually ended my biking. Like I'm not
done.
biking anymore. That was it. I'm done.
Well,
I'm done. If I'm getting hit by a car that was.
Is there biker insurance?
No, there wasn't. I was I think like 14.
Oh wow.
Or maybe or so, and I was actually taking my bike to go over to the local swimming pool.
Right.
And I had gone past a intersection, and there was no other cars on the road, and this woman then pulls out behind me, and the road had just newly been asphalt had put down, so there was like a higher lip that dropped down.
Yes.
So I knew that she was coming up beside me, so I was hugging the side of the road as much as possible, and I kind of like looked back to see where she was. Right. And as I did that, my front wheel went off and dropped down like, a good like 3 or 4 inches off. And I hit the brakes. And as I hit the brakes was the same exact time she was accelerating to go past me. She clips the tail end of my bike and throws it down. And the next thing I know is my head's almost right under her freaking tire.
Right.
Because I like then get thrown forward and down to my side, and she ran over the back, and like I almost
And that's the scenario.
My head squashed.
I mean, that's
great.
literally the scenario. We would not have been podcasting.
So after that, I stopped riding bikes, because I'm like, no, I'm not. And that was at 14. I'm like, no, I'll either walk, and then learned how to drive a couple years later, and was like, I'm good. I'm done with the biking. And
put 2 tons around you.
And the woman was just so like, thankful we didn't sue. And she's like, well, I'll buy you a new bike. And I'm like, oh, great. I'm not going to use it.
Yeah,
but,
there we go.
Sure, I mean, and
I'll use that money for something else.
And it was just a freak accident. It wasn't intention. She wasn't trying to hit me.
I've come over my handlebars all the time in accidents, but that, that kind of scares the life back into you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's a life-changing, like, okay, I'm done with this.
Right.
Okay, so my pet peeve that I actually saw today driving around is something that came to my attention just a couple weeks ago, and ever since then, it has just slowly been driving the piss out of me.
Is it the Cybertruck?
No, it's not the Cybertruck. I saw this clip on Instagram or somewhere like that, and ever since I've seen this, I'm just like, you can't unsee it. And it's in the 7-Eleven logo.
Okay.
The N at the end of 11, where it's spelled out, is lowercase when all the first letters are uppercase. So the E-L-E-V and E are all uppercase, but then the N, the very last N, is a lowercase, but it's the same size as an uppercase, but it's a lowercase N in the 7-Eleven. And I drove by 7-Eleven today, and I'm like, I can't not look at it now.
There's a lot of people now that are all like,
and I'm
oh
just
my
like,
goodness.
What the fuck? Like, why couldn't you just make the N on the
all
end?
Match.
Right. Why
it's
is it a
specific
lowercase
font
N
thing, right? I mean, it wouldn't be like a like
I
a
don't
disco
know.
font
I don't know
where the
who
N is
came up with
different than
that,
all
or
the others.
I mean, but
or-
apparently it's been like that for hundreds of years, not hundreds of years, but
well, as long as the 7-Eleven's been
around.
there. Yeah, someone
And
decided that was going to be
that was their
go-to.
marketing thing. Like,
But what does
and
that
I just
signify? I don't even know what
I
that
don't know,
would signify.
but it
as a
irritates
small
the
N.
piss out of me every time I see it. Because now in the NHL playoffs, which we'll get to later, sorry, ladies. The Dallas Stars are sponsored by 7-Eleven. So on their helmets is the 7-Eleven logo, and
So
on
you're
the boards
seeing
is,
it
and I'm
now
seeing it all the time.
every
And it's
other
almost like
day
it's
now,
haunting
'cause
me.
the-
And I'm
yes.
like, I can't take the
Oh,
7-Eleven
you
logo.
wait. You'll see it all over the place now. It'll just be everybody sponsored by 7-Eleven.
Oh, I know it's stupid, but it's one of those things where it's just today. It just pissed me off. I was like, God damn that 7-Eleven logo.
Yes, well, yes. Well, I don't know if this is going to piss you off or not. But
Oh, do you have another one?
yeah, well,
Oh,
no. Apple decided they were going to put out a top 100 albums of all time.
Well, no, that's not going to piss me off.
That won't piss you off
I mean,
because
no.
it depends on what the
everybody
Apple
has a list.
albums are.
I have a list for you later. So yeah.
Okay, cool,
Yeah,
cool.
a different
Okay,
list.
so, yeah, but so this one we're not going to go through all 100. Jesus, I think we don't have 7 hours.
That
of
would
a
be
podcast.
7-hour podcast.
But let's go over the top 10.
Top 10 albums.
yeah, so
of
I'm
all-
gonna-
so this is Apple Music.
Apple, yeah, their criteria
And
was that they got with a bunch of industry people and producers, all this other stuff, and they decided to
And they voted on
go out there and say
what the top 10
right.
albums of
independent
all
of
time
numbers, independent of numbers or sales
so
or
sales,
anything like
sales
that.
not included. It's,
No,
it's just
this is
what they
just-
think the best records of all time are.
Yeah, like in your head, if you came up with. Can you come up? Okay, come up with.
I can. Yeah.
Go ahead. Give me your top 3.
Okay,
The
so
3.
I'm gonna.
I'll see if they're in the list.
Well, the first 3 that come to mind, I wouldn't say this is my top 3.
Okay, but
the
3 that
top
you
3
think
that
would
come
be in
to
the
mind.
top 10.
Nirvana's Nevermind.
Oh my God, yes, that's number 9.
Okay. Fleetwood Mac's Rumors.
No,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Zeppelin 4.
no,
Any Led Zeppelin at all?
no, actually,
Really?
not in the top 10.
In the top 10. Okay. Appetite for Destruction, Guns N' Roses?
No.
No, not in top 10. Give me a hint on somebody.
Um.
Have I seen them live?
Oh, I don't know who you've seen.
Oh my
live.
God, I've seen a million concerts.
I know you've
I've
seen a lot of
Milli
concerts,
Vanilli
but-
live. Okay, I mean,
I remember. Yes, there was that. One.
girl, you know it's true.
Oh my God.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Okay, if I gave you an artist, would you be able to pick their
Yeah,
album? That would be on-
probably.
Oh, more than likely Prince.
Of Purple Rain.
Yeah, it's the Purple Rain one.
Absolutely.
That was number 4.
That album's brilliant. One of my favorites.
Okay, so I'll go.
That was
start
number
at 10.
4?
That was number 4.
Oh,
So number
okay.
10 is Beyonce's Lemonade.
I've never listened to it. I
Okay.
mean, I know of the record because
Right.
it sold but I don't know if I would go
Yeah.
top 10 of all time on that because I
you
could
got number
probably-
9 with
yeah.
Nevermind with Nirvana.
Nirvana's Nevermind.
Number 8 is Back to Black, Amy Winehouse.
Okay. That was a really great record.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know who this is, but do you know Kendrick Lamar?
Of course I know Kendrick Lamar. He and I hang out like every weekend.
Well, then you
No,
should know this
I know
album. Good Kid, Mad
Yeah.
City. There's 2.
Yeah,
A's in
Kendrick
that one.
Lamar. He's fantastic.
Is that one?
Yeah.
Okay. And then
I don't know if I'd put it in top 10, but
Okay.
I wouldn't even probably put it in my top 50 to be honest, but I mean,
Right.
yes, again,
So
like Beyonce, that same
would you
thing.
come up
and
with
it's-
it? Right. Yeah, exactly. So number 6 is a Stevie Wonder.
Key of Life, Songs in the Key of
Songs
Life.
in the Key of Life. Hey,
Yeah,
you're good.
yeah.
You're
Okay.
good.
That's a great
that is
record.
true.
Oh my God, that is such a great record.
A lot of
Yep. Mm-hmm.
number ones off that one, I believe. Yes. Frank Ocean. Have you heard of that one?
Really? Frank Ocean's up there?
Yeah, Blonde.
Yeah, I'm
is the
not.
name of
I
it.
don't buy that at all. Okay.
Okay.
Nope. Keep going.
That was number 6.
That was
or no,
6?
that's 5 because Purple Rain's 4.
No, wait. So what was? Okay.
That was
Anyway.
Blonde 5. 6 was Songs of the Key
yes.
Life.
Okay.
so
right.
that was 6,
Yep.
5,
okay.
4.
4.
3 is Beatles.
Let It Be.
No,
Sgt. Pepper's.
the album, not the song.
Sgt. Pepper's is the album.
No, then it's Abbey Road.
Abbey Road.
Yeah, they picked Abbey Road.
I would have gone Sgt. Pepper's.
And probably not in the top 10 though. So I guess maybe. Michael Jackson's
Thriller.
Yeah, it's Thriller.
Yeah,
number 2.
whatever.
Okay,
Child
number
rapist.
1. Number 1.
Sorry.
Okay. I'm not sure about this one. Lauryn Hill.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Miseducation.
Miseducation, Lauren Hill.
And that was
a
number
great record.
And that was number 1.
I wouldn't put that
Is
number
it?
1, but that was a great
Okay,
record.
so
oh
that
my
was their
gosh,
number
that
1.
record was really
yeah,
good.
and I'm not quite sure. I mean,
I
I don't know. There was a lot of there. I had no clue.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
I'm a child of the 80s, so a lot of the
Yeah.
stuff that I listen to is Hair Nation. And,
Yeah.
I was listening to Yacht Rock on the way here.
Oh,
so
Yacht
just to
Rock.
let you know, that's where I was. Yes, there was a lot of Michael McDonald and Christopher Cross. in those. You know,
We're doing voices now. We're doing voices.
I
all
didn't
the
know
voices.
if you knew that, but yes, that was fun.
We're there.
Yeah, we'll have to accommodate the publisher on that one.
Yeah. Shh. Don't tell anyone. Did I sing more than 4 bars?
I don't think so. No,
I think I can sample up to 4 bars.
Is that how it goes?
I don't know. I don't remember what the copyright law is on that, but I think
cool.
it gets up.
Because I had a bit thing that I wanted to do, but I wasn't quite sure how that would play out.
Was it supposed to be me singing songs? Like Michael McDonald?
I was thinking more. So it's an idea. We'll take offline.
Okay, yeah, we'll save that for future.
Yeah, because it may or may not happen because
I've got something
involved
for next week's show possibly too, so we might have to get involved.
Well, there we go.
Okay, so let's go into our movies and TV.
Yes, please.
I saw the first teaser poster for Beetlejuice.
Oh, I saw another. I had a short in my thing where it looks like it's part of the movie.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, so September 6th.
Yes, I am so ready for that one
Beetlejuice.
Too. Yes.
Beetlejuice 2.
Yes,
so,
it was a good one.
And I think the tagline is you've been waiting an eternity for this or something. I'm like, yep, pretty much.
Yep.
So yes, I'm excited for Beetlejuice 2. I saw the teaser poster. I was like, nice, very nice.
Well, they're dropping teasers all over the place because there was a short on my YouTube feed that had them, and it was Winona was talking to the kid, and she goes, "Where did you get this?" And she goes, "Well, who the heck is Beetlejuice?" She goes, "Stop saying his name." And she says it again,
Beetlejuice.
And she goes, "If you did it again, he's going to show up." And she goes, "Who? Beetlejuice?" And he shows up and he goes, "The juice is loose" in the background. And then it cut. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is
but
funny.
she was holding a flyer. It said looking for a connection. It was kind of fun.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah, that's going to be fun.
I think so too.
We saw the original one together in the theater. I saw it with you and Lisa. Remember we sat down in the front row?
Yeah, I hear about it all the time. That's the one thing.
It was a date for Dave and Lisa before they got married, and Dave didn't realize it was a date.
I made her pay. It was $1 movie, and I made her pay. I hear about it all the freaking time.
And I sat with them, and I didn't know it was a date. Dave was just like, "Hey, we're gonna go see a movie. You want to go?" I'm like, "Sure,
sure." And so I hear about that. You had to bring Pern to a $1 movie, and you made me pay. Yeah, so and we sat in the front row for God's sake too. So
yeah, exactly. We were right because that was the only seats left.
Front row.
Right?
Yes,
because we got there late, and it was the last seat.
$1 freaking movie too. What the hell?
Yeah, because that was over. Was that the not University Mall? That was the one.
Fair City Mall.
Was it Fair City?
Yeah, it was the one at Fair City.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Anyway, so that was but it was funny. I went on
funny
a date with Dave and Lisa.
Yeah,
their date. I was the third wheel and didn't know it, and Dave didn't know it either.
I didn't quite know that was what I thought. It was just we were all just getting together.
We were just hanging out, right?
I kind of
because that's what we did then. We all just hung out, went to movies, and didn't see.
But obviously, Lisa had other plans.
Apparently,
she was ready. She was ready to get this started. I guess.
Oh, hello.
Back then, that was it. To get married then.
Well, it's been how long? 25 years? Almost 30 years?
Oh my God, you're killing me. 94.
Okay. So it's been, so Lisa, you still got, you got the prize. It's okay.
Yeah. So we're coming up on 30 then.
Wow. That's awesome.
So,
yeah. Yeah. We're coming up on 20.
Scary.
My wife and I are coming up on 20 this October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After 20, it's all downhill.
Oh, okay.
It's easier.
Oh, is it?
It's all easier. 20. That's after 20.
Well, I mean, after no water and trees and
right.
well pump failures
anything,
and
right?
all of the stuff we've been through in the past year and a half, I just just to touch back base on a movie we mentioned last week, The Monkey, the Stephen King one. I'm just going to briefly. I did go back and read the description, and it's 2 brothers that find a possessed symbol monkey. And I'm like, do I really need to go any further with that? What was it? Monkey Shines or whatever?
Monkey Shines, right. And it had it on the poster, but then it was weird because Lisa remembered the same thing.
Gotcha.
She was like, "Oh, that's Monkey Shines," and I go, "Yeah, I know."
Well, apparently, Stephen King got inspired to write a short story.
Another short story about a monkey with symbols.
I'm not even. Yeah. Going into TV, I saw that they have announced the new Dexter series, and it is a prequel because there was a limited series that came out. Was it during COVID? I think. When it came out, it was what happened to Dexter, the Showtime show where he was the serial killer, but he was also the police blood splatter expert, which I was a huge fan of all of the Dexters when it came on. Season 4 of Dexter is probably my favorite season of one of any show on television. That season 4 was just amazing.
Wow.
So then he, at the end of the series, he drives off into a hurricane or something, or, out in the ocean in his boat, and you never see him again. And so then in the sequel one, which was a limited series, is now however many years later, and his son has now grown up and comes to find him and blah, blah, blah. So now they're going to do a prequel to the original Dexter series. It's called Dexter Original Sin, and it's going to take place 15 years before season 1 of the original Dexter started, where because it just starts where he's already working on the police force and doing all that, but he's killing people and all that already. The one person that Christian Slater is going to play his dad, Harry, in the episode, and the guy who's going to play the young Dexter is Patrick Gibson, who I'm not familiar with.
Okay.
And the girl that's playing his sister Deborah is Molly Brown. I'm not familiar with her work at all. But the fact that Christian Slater's coming in as Harry, as his dad, who's the one who guides Dexter through dealing with his dark passenger and all of that stuff.
Right.
I'm in. I love Dexter.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, I'll
this
totally...
is kind of in that vein of Hannibal. They did the
prequel,
thing,
right? So it's So I'm in. I'll watch it when it comes out. That's a no brainer for me.
Okay, I have breaking news. I'm sorry, I just got a text.
This just happened
because
this just in. You see, the war is over.
The news I just got. Yes, can we get some of that? Can you put that in the background? So we went to the Eclipse, right? We went to Ohio and stayed at a DoubleTree.
Total Park of the Eclipse.
Lisa just let me know that she heard in her newsfeed the DoubleTree that we stayed at
burnt down.
The building across the street exploded.
What?
It was a gas leak
that
occurred and blew the windows out of the complex across the street.
Wow.
So the DoubleTree's windows are all blown to hell.
Wow.
And it was a gas leak in the building, and the building across the street exploded.
Well, luckily the eclipse isn't next weekend.
I know,
so
or this week when it actually
or
exploded.
when you were there when it blew up.
Oh, thank goodness, right?
Oh wow, that is some
so there was
breaking
damage
news.
all over the place. So they're dealing with that.
So
now,
if you're ever back in, where was it in Ohio?
Youngstown, Ohio.
Youngstown, Ohio.
Yes, the DoubleTree.
I'm telling you, the Youngstown massacre is on.
You think
that's it? They started it. They blew up the building across the street from the DoubleTree.
It's happening. So there was breaking news. Yeah,
they blowed it up.
Blowing it up.
Okay, you said you watched a movie the other night on Netflix.
It was
what was that?
Okay, so it was a quick one. It was just
back to movies real quick.
An hour and 20, hour and 30. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was Atlas. It had the Jennifer Lopez movie.
The Jennifer Lopez. Is that like the Costco's and the Walmart?
Yes, the Costco's and they had the Jennifer Lopez.
Okay.
And it was pretty good for a science fiction kind of movie style. In the future, AI takes over, and the AI, they drive the AI guy out into the world. He flies out in a rocket. It's a whole storyline.
Okay.
And it's all based on AIs actually attacking humanity. Because, of course,
Terminator.
we all know. Well, yeah, I guess it would
so
kind
it's
of be
J-Lo
that way.
Terminator.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes.
Okay, cool.
And the mechs and everything.
Hollywood,
so there was a lot of tech. And it was really good.
Hollywood.
So it was nice.
Gotcha. But it was fun. It was worth seeing.
It was a good.
Okay.
It's a quick watch, but yeah,
which is fine. I'm good with those. 90 to hour 40 movie. I mean, I'm totally on board with that. Okay, I'll put that on my list. So I probably won't get to it till Christmas because I've got a ton of stuff right now on my list.
Yes, your homework's a little longer.
I actually just started watching something. I'm almost done with it, but I'll save that for next week's podcast when I get to the end of that.
So we got a ton of stuff.
Yeah. So I saw this thing the other day, speaking of the entertainment world.
Right.
And I showed it to Dave before we went on the air. And this is you've got, I'm going to have to actually do some research to see if this is real.
Right.
But apparently now for $15,000.
That's what the ad said.
You can have your funeral at Disney World.
At Disney World.
Right. Where you can have, they take care of the body off property, like, as far as like any cremation, and stuff like that. And they keep it, and you can actually take the corpse on a ride for one last ride with your loved one.
I find that to be amazing.
And if you would like to be accompanied by any of the Disney characters, it's just an extra $2,000 a character.
For the funeral.
Fucking me right now?
Good Lord.
I swear to God, if I find out you do this,
there is no reason for me to do any of that. I do not find that I need to have my funeral at the happiest place on earth.
Oh my God.
There's no reason for that. You would be invading that. I think that would change how you would feel, like your family would feel about being
Disney?
at Disney World.
Like just
Disney World. I mean, let's add my body to that. Oh, and you know what? Let's ride Space Mountain. By the way,
let's do Space Mountain one more time.
Strap me into Space Mountain.
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to let you stand up this time. Take your head
why
off.
Not?
Just take
why
your head
not?
off.
Yes,
right? Let them clean up the mess.
Right.
Paying $15,000 for this.
Or just take my urn, and all the ashes would just be flying out while I'm
rock and roller coaster. Yeah, shake it out on a rock and roller coaster
as it goes around.
Yeah,
it'd be perfect.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Yes, definitely. And probably a water ride would be better.
Oh
for
my
that.
gosh. I could not believe that. And also they said, just to be clear, they said that the funerals don't take place during park hours.
Right.
It's at night after the park closes, so it's not witnessed by other,
guests
yes, there,
and also interfering with their fun.
But they do they'll do the horse-drawn hearse and
they said that Minnie or Mickey limos or hearses would pick you up.
Yeah.
And take you where you needed to go. And I'm floored.
Absolutely floored.
I'm floored. This is the Kiss coffin all over again.
Oh, yeah, the Kiss coffin. Yeah,
right?
When Kiss had get buried in your Kiss
Get buried
fans.
in your Kiss coffin, yes. Would it be playing all the time in speakers inside until the battery
Just that
died?
loop of the beginning of
just the
Detroit
whole
Rock
thing
City.
over and over again. Right. Perfect.
Just over and over again.
Just what
but
you
you're
need.
dead,
just
so
what
it
your
doesn't
ghost
matter.
Needs, yes.
Oh my gosh! I saw this joke online the other day, and I sent it to my wife. Speaking of dead things, they're on Instagram, and they're these two little dice, and it's like little cartoon characters, and they talk to each other. And this one little dice, like a 6-sided die, like you roll dice.
Right. Yeah, a die.
He's got arms and eyes, and the two side, I guess.
Right.
He says to the other dice, he goes, "I've got a joke for you." He goes, "What is dirty on the outside but always clean on the inside?" And the other dice says, "A body in a coffin?" And the other dice says, "No, a bar of soap. It's a bar of soap."
It's bar of soap.
Which I thought was hysterical because it's like dark and twisted. Like, a body in a coffin? Dirty. It's dirty on the outside, but it's always clean on the inside. No, it's a bar of soap. I just thought that one was funny.
Oh my goodness.
Me and my twisted humor.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Well, so you do fun things with your kids all the time.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And go out and whatever. Do you board game? Do you do board games?
We have a collection of board games in the other room.
Right.
One of them that I'm dying to play with some adult friends of mine when maybe we get Tristan over for the podcast one night.
Okay.
Which Tristan bought me several years ago. I can't remember if it was for Christmas or for my birthday. He bought me the Die Hard board game.
Okay.
And you basically have to take over Nakatomi Tower, or you can play as the villain, or you can play as John McClane trying to save. And so so you see which side wins, if it's going to be
good or bad.
Yeah. them getting away with the heist and the money, or if it's John McClane shutting it down. And it's a board game. But anyway, so yes, so we do have we've got some board games in our house. Yes.
Okay. And as a kid growing up, did you have like a special board game you played all the time, or with the family, or anything?
I mean,
like that?
probably. Oh my gosh, is it Sorry? I think we played Sorry a lot.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had Scrabble and Trivial Pursuit.
Trivial Pursuit, definitely
good ones.
Multiple versions of Trivial Pursuit.
Oh,
I have Star Wars Trivial Pursuit, and oh my gosh, that's like, yeah.
Monopoly was always a problem. I always thought that Monopoly was too involved, that we had to actually winning that was hours.
Well, we always upped the ante. We when you pass go, instead of getting 200, you get 500.
Oh,
so you could buy more properties faster,
and then just finish off the game.
And also the other rule we would do is, which it might be in the rules now, but I don't know for the faster version, is that when your first time around the board, when you land on a property, you can buy all three right up front.
Oh, serious?
Yeah, because it makes the game go faster.
Well, yeah,
so
if you're buying a block,
right? So if you so especially if you land on those first Baltic, Mediterranean, all those you can buy up all three real quick, and then boom,
as soon as they come
and start
off
building, and then again when you go around Go again, you get 500 instead of 200, so you get more money to buy stuff, and it just speeds up the game.
Then you're starting.
I think it keeps it down to about 3 hours at that point.
That's yeah. You're just handing over money, hand over fist. But in that vein, I have a 2 real 1 fake for board games. I went out and looked at board games.
Gosh.
There are some seriously interesting ones.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I know some of these, but okay.
So I have 3. The first 3. The first one, audit the tax game. You audit a company. That's the whole game.
Okay.
Okay. Zombie racing. A player is a trainer or bait is the lure for your zombie down the track. Be the first to cross the finish line without being eaten.
Okay.
Okay. And then the third one is get to cleaning. Be the first to dust, vacuum, and mop your home, but be wary of the evil dust bunnies as they wreak havoc on your home.
I'm going with audit, the first one.
You're going with that's actually a game.
Okay. Well, I was like, okay.
Yeah, the fake one is get to cleaning.
Get to cleaning.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
I always have chores. So
that is true. Every time I text him, he goes, sorry, I was doing chores. I should have known. I should have read it. I didn't read into that, and I should have.
I just make a game. Okay, second stack. Dynamite Shack. wearing giant oversized thumbs put sticks of dynamite into the shack before it explodes. Okay. There's that one. My dog Stains. Train your puppy to be house trained while keeping them loaded up with water and food. It's a dice game of unfortunate accidents.
Well, that's just called having a dog anyway.
I would think.
Okay,
right?
go ahead. Okay.
Say, and then third, Big John. Move your scuzzies from your bucket to Big John and flush in hopes he doesn't empty. You win by getting rid of all your scuzzies.
Well, I've been dealing with Big Johns all weekend.
Okay.
With our toilets. So I'm going to go with, what was the first one again?
Dynamite Shack.
Oh, that was too funny though. I like that one. That one sounds real though. What's the second one?
My Dog Stains.
I'm going to go with Big John.
Big John is real.
Oh.
And that was just a recent one too. And what happens is it's an actual giant toilet with a face. And you put the things in there, and then when you flush, all the things come out the pipe at the bottom and shoot at you.
Of course they do.
Yeah, of
they
course.
Better.
The
they
fake
didn't,
one,
I wouldn't buy that game.
The fake one is actually My Dog Stains.
My Dog Stains, which is just having a
it's
real
just
dog.
having a dog.
It's just called having a dog.
Yeah,
But
Dynamite Shack was a funny as hell. That was a 1968 one.
Oh, really?
And the thumbs were giant, pink, huge thumbs. Like they were as big as your hand.
Funny.
Thumbs.
I was
pick
thinking
up
like
dynamite.
the Hulk hands.
Yes,
it
was kind of like just thumbs though, and you shove them into the shack, and then the shack explodes if you put too much in and it blows.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, that was a funny one. 1968 for Dynamite Shack.
I wish I could find that somewhere. We should go on eBay.
And yeah, okay. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. Number 3. Here we go. I only had 3. I figured we were going to be running short on time. Devil Bunny Hates the Earth. Mm-hmm. You are a hapless taffy machine that is trying to thwart Devil Bunny by luring squirrels into you and gum up the works before he ends the world.
It almost sounds like you put too much into that description. I might just go with that one without even hearing the other two.
Crocodile Pool Party. The hotel resort pool has been overrun with crocs. Move your crocs and humans to the safety end of the pool without being eaten by other crocs.
Okay.
Number 3, Throw Mama from the Train. A tie-in with the movie. Work as a team to throw Mama from the train by collecting items such as train tickets, rope, best-selling books, and Mama.
Well, considering the other one you said was an old one, I'm going to still have to go with the first one.
That one's actually true.
Oh my gosh. What was it?
The fake one was Throw Mama from the train.
Come on. That sounded like something they would have done with the tie-in.
With the tie-in to the
wasn't
movie,
that 88 or something like that?
Oh yeah, but I was trying to figure something out.
Gotcha.
But yeah, and then
okay. So I failed at all those, right?
That's actually you did.
I failed all 3 of those.
But it was tough because some of those games, geez, and that was just the light ones. I mean, some of them were really, really like bad. Like, so off the wall.
Oh my gosh. So some products that I've seen lately that just I had to quickly touch base on. This one came up the other day in my feed, which reminded me of one I sent you months ago before we ever started podcasting. But this one I saw that just popped up, it's a cat-shaped coffee maker.
Okay.
So and I think they make like the K-Cup version too, where you lift the cat's head up and you put the K-Cup in. And then it makes, but then they also have one where it's like a traditional coffee maker with a filter and, but they have different styles of cats, different types of cats. And it's a cat coffee maker shaped like a cat. And I was like, okay, people, that's just. Which quickly reminded me of the one that I sent to our text thread months ago, which was the crock pot toilet. So it's a toilet.
It's a toilet.
But it's a crock pot.
It's also
and you take the lid off the toilet and that's you cook your food in the bowl of the toilet crock pot.
I mean, as it would just be a talking point at a party. Other than that, I don't see that as being functional.
It just totally sets up I ain't eating that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's...
Who made this shit?
Who made this shit?
Yes, exactly.
This is shit.
This is
sucks.
What the hell?
Oh, it's like piss and shit mixed together and they call it chili.
Big John Scuzzies.
Big John Scuzzies. So then the last product real quick that I just saw this today. I was out at the store. And I was looking for my Ben & Jerry's New York Super Fudge Chunk, which I absolutely love. The most famous ice cream in the world, Ben & Jerry's.
Nice.
New York Super Fudge Chunk. If you guys are listening, I could use some Ben & Jerry's. New York Super Fudge Chunk. It is, they actually do have Stranger Things Scoops Ahoy ice cream.
Oh.
And they have 6 different flavors.
Scoops Ahoy. That's fun.
And I started laughing. I actually took a picture of it. So do you want, I'm not even going to, well, I was going to make you try to guess at the flavors, but I don't even think
the different Scoops Ahoy flavors that they have.
because it's all based off the show.
Of course.
So the different flavors that I'm not going to make you guess because it's too hard. So they have mint flair, which looks like it's like a strawberry or cotton candy.
Flair or flare?
Mint flair.
Flair.
Okay, like, because remember in the last season, all the
flare.
red,
yes,
the flares. And stuff. Okay, and then they have pineapple upside down. So it's like a pineapple cake, but in an ice cream, but upside down cake.
Yes.
They have the void, which it looks like black ice cream, like with some sort of like maybe strawberry jelly running through it, or I don't know. I didn't actually like take them out and read the description of what flavors, it was.
Yes.
So yeah, and then the next one is just
That's
chocolate.
What the internet's for.
I know exactly. We'll find out what it is. Well, I'm thinking future taste test.
Oh my goodness! Yes.
So maybe you and I need to pick 2 or 3 off this list, and I'll go buy them and we'll do a taste test next week.
That might be a good idea.
Okay. So the next one, just chocolate pudding, just a chocolate ice cream. And then there is the triple decker extravaganza. And then the last one, which was my absolute favorite because it's Scoops Ahoy, is the USS Butterscotch.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I was like, well, I think I know I'm getting that one at least. I kind of want to try the pineapple upside down.
Yeah, I would want to try the void because it's just black.
Well, I would want to try the void and the mint flair because those might be like a strawberry, something, the chocolate pudding, whatever, and the triple decker extravaganza. I don't know what's in it.
Right. Well, I'm not big on mint, so that would be something we could try.
Maybe that's Okay, so I'll go to the store and I'll see, my wife asked, like, she goes, well, who's like making, is it like Edie's or is it Breyers? Or Breyers would be funny because it was the Breyer kid who got taken in the first.
Oh, yeah. Good tie-in.
That would be a good tie-in.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't read on any of the labels what company actually produced it, but I will check that out. So maybe for next week, I'll go get some Scoops Ahoy ice cream so we can do a taste test on a couple different flavors of Scoops Ahoy because that would be
I think that would be necessary.
Good. A couple car things real quick that I had. My wife actually saw a license plate this week. So this is funny. I've asked my wife to come on the podcast just as a guest.
Well, yeah, she's here.
And I'm like, not for the whole show, but just for like a segment.
A drop in.
Like, several weeks ago we talked about the new Taylor Swift album and how we needed the female Taylor Swift review of it.
Because I haven't listened to it.
Yeah, and I asked her, I'm like, you should come on and just talk about the Taylor Swift again. She's like, no. But she will come up with ideas and stuff like that, which are really good. And so she had this one that she saw a license plate. So she's been on the license plate look now too, the hunt.
Okay.
And if anybody out there finds one that they think's funny
please
pass it along. Put it in. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on X, formerly Twitter. At Pern and Dave, and just drop us a note, leave us a line if you see a license plate. You don't have to tell us what state you're in because then we would that's kind of. So this license plate, my wife saw this, and it's DNG RZNE.
Okay, wait, go over it again.
DNG RZNE. You got it?
No.
Okay.
Dangers.
Right. ZNE. So danger.
Nice.
And the license plate is on a Ford Maverick truck.
Oh, of course it was
because it's a Maverick, right?
Nice.
I'm like, what?
Oh, wow. Good tie-in.
So she saw that one. I saw this one today that I'm still not sure, and I may need help from the listeners on this one. So if you know, let me know or Dave, you'll probably get it immediately. I'm just really stupid with these license plates.
I'm not that good.
This was MOM2ZLH. And I'm like, is that like mom to Zilla? Like a momzilla? It's MOM2ZLH. I'm like, what's a mom to
ZLH?
Zilha? ZLH. Is that like a name I don't know about? Zillow? Maybe they're.
I'm not getting it.
I don't either. So so if you guys, and I was like, Momzilla.
Maybe it's a visual. I mean, if you see it, it could be.
I'll show you the picture afterwards, but
I'll try.
Doesn't help me.
But I doubt.
So if any listeners out there, Lisa, hint that's you because you're the ones that good about this.
She got the other one.
She is the one that's saved my dumbass. Yeah, and so let us know. One other thing I saw when I was driving just over the weekend when I finally got out from behind a tree, we have, several churches in the area, and one of them, I saw this banner that's hanging outside the church for Summer Bible Boot Camp.
Oh, yeah.
And on this banner, it has this cartoonish style, like, the general from the General Car Insurance. Like, it kind of looks like him, but not the mustache. But it's like, the helmet comes down over his eyes and a big nose.
Yeah,
it's not the general, but I'm just saying that the train of thought. Think the general, but like the younger version.
I'm visualizing.
And I'm just like, it's a summer in boot camp in the military letters, BO, and it's a camouflaged, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, summer Bible boot camp. I'm just like, what do they have, like, drill sergeants? Recite me Corinthians 13:4-8 or drop and give me 20 maggots.
If you can't do it, you can't.
If you can't give me Corinthians, then you better drop and give me 20 maggots.
Yes.
That just
7 Hail Marys, gosh darn it.
Sounds like just another level of hell for me.
Oh, I can imagine.
Sorry, we're not religious people. We don't talk about religion. Sorry, not knocking religion.
Well, that's an interesting, I get that. But it's an interesting tie.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so last I have I do have your quick quiz on if you can name these top 10 things. So we're just listing this week. We're on like a
it looks like this is Netflix that released this ice cream.
Well, the Netflix logo is on the ice cream. Yeah, going back to the Scoops Ahoy, but they can't be the company that produced. Like, Netflix is now not. They've had to sub it out to a different company.
Find a freaking company on this.
Okay, I'll go by.
Sorry, I was looking, but yes.
Okay, so wanted to know, or should we save the list for Tuesday? No, we're already in. We're already in. Let's do it. Okay, do it so quick. Okay, so this is the top 10 list of the best-selling home NHL hockey jerseys.
Okay.
Top 10
of the teams that are out there. These are the ones that sell.
There are 33 teams in the NHL.
Right.
And this is the top 10 teams. So can you take some guesses and I'll tell you what's on here?
Okay. Pittsburgh's one.
No,
top
Pittsburgh.
10.
Top 10. Nope.
Well, the Kraken just came out, so I'm going to go with Kraken.
No, not on the list.
Top 10.
Nope. Think all-time classic jerseys.
Oh, Chicago.
Hawks was number 1. Chicago Blackhawks, number 1.
Blackhawks.
Okay, good.
If you're going with the originals.
Yep.
The Rangers?
Yep, Rangers are on there, but they were number 6.
6.
Yeah,
okay.
That's 2. You're doing better than
the Flyers.
Flyers were number 8.
Yeah, so that's one of the originals.
Yep, and that's the class, the orange with
Toronto.
The Leafs was number 2.
Number
Absolutely.
2 from Chicago.
I have a Leafs jersey and I have a Blackhawks jersey, but I love my Leafs jersey.
I think I have a Blackhawks one too.
Okay, you're doing good at this. Actually,
Boston.
Boston Bruins was number 3.
Number 3.
Yep, the classic Black Boston.
How many more do I have?
I don't know. You've got 5 so far, so you're halfway there. You're living on a prayer.
There it is. Nice. I don't think
original 6. Two of the original 6 teams you still haven't named yet. So Leafs and Bruins and Rangers, those were original 6 teams.
Yeah.
So you got 2 more.
I don't think I'm going to come up with them.
Can you think of we talked about it with Kiss earlier. What's the name of that song?
Oh, Detroit. The Red Wings.
I was about to say they threw squid on the ice.
So, you got it. That was right.
Okay, Red Wings.
Red Wings.
Yep, Red Wings. Okay,
hey, I'm not going to get the other 6.
Okay, so the other 3 of them are Canadian. The other
Ottawa?
No.
Vancouver.
No. You were doing good, and now you're just naming.
I'm just throwing out Canadian games.
I love Lamp. I love Lamp.
Anything.
I love Lamp. The Habs. Canadians.
Oh, the
Montreal Canadiens, which is a classic jersey. I have a Canadiens jersey. Lisa's pick for the Stanley Cup winner.
Really? Edmonton?
Yeah. Edmonton Oilers. Yeah. The orange with the circle. Yeah, that's what's the classic.
Interesting.
Then this used to be your favorite team outside of the Capitals when you were younger. You loved this because you loved their logo and the flaming...
The Calgary?
Calgary Flames. Yep, the Calgary Flames jersey. And then the very last one is St. Louis Blues.
The Blues.
Yeah,
that's kind of a...
The Blues of St. Louis. Kind of like the Utah Jazz.
The Utah Jazz, right, exactly.
It's all in that together.
Blue Notes.
The Blue Notes. The Blue Notes.
That's funny.
So quick, we're in the middle of the Eastern and Western Conference NHL Championship games. This is going to be like literally 30 seconds. The Rangers are up 2-1 in their series. Yep. They should be down 3-0, but Florida just cannot
finish it.
Oh my gosh, they've lost 2 back-to-back in overtime to the Rangers that they should have won because they've been outplaying the Rangers. It's ridiculous. I have a feeling the Rangers are going to go because I said it from round 1 with the Caps. The bye was in for the Rangers because the reffing in those first 2 rounds against the Capitals and the Carolina Hurricanes sucked. It was all in favor of Rangers, and I just feel like the fix is in. The fix is in for the Rangers, and because I want Florida to win the whole thing, but it's just
well, that's your.
And
bracket.
then out in the West, and that's my bracket too. Out in the West, it's the Edmonton Oilers and the Dallas Stars, and I think Dallas looks the same as like the Rangers do, and Dallas is up 2-1 in the series over Edmonton, and I would actually, for my bracket purposes, like to see Edmonton win, but I've always had a soft spot for Dallas. I was a huge Mike Modano fan growing up. That team.
Yeah,
and I've seen Dallas win one. That was with Brett Hull and the no goal. Sorry, Buffalo fans.
Right.
But I was at your house for that. That was like the second overtime or something like that. I was at your house that night when we watched that. Yeah, because we stayed up watching
in between. Czechs hockey game, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of Czechs hockey. So right now, each series 2-1 in favor of Dallas and in favor of the Rangers. But we'll have by next Tuesday, I think, is possible game 7. So we should have that wrapped up.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Well, that's all I had for this week. Is you?
Let me check my list.
Oh, he's checking his list. Checking it twice.
Yeah, I think I got everything. Okay. I'm pretty sure I've checked all the boxes.
Well, I'm going to cut it off at this point anyway. We're going to save it for next Tuesday anyway.
Of course.
Even if you did have something.
Or Friday, depending on when we want to record.
Or Friday.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, I like the Friday
slap it together. Yeah.
So, all right. So I'll see you next week.
You bet.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Pern and Dave, Let's Talk is brought to you by, Pern and Dave and Canine Crunchies.
Happy dogs are those who eat nutritious Canine Crunchies.
And the good people at
Planet Express.
Our crew is replaceable. Your package isn't. Till next time.